My name is Funzo Sidogi, and I am joined by my colleague.
I'm Kate Blanche, and I'm from Sasol, the art curator, and it's wonderful to be with everyone again.
That's right. Welcome to the 2024 edition of the Sasol New Signatures Art Competition. And like last year, we are going to be hosting a series of online information sessions, which are aimed at empowering potential entrants of the competition with as much knowledge and information as possible that will hopefully turn your entry into one of those special winning entries. So thank you so much for joining us again. I should just note that we recorded several info sessions, videos last year, and they are all still available online, and they've got really amazing insight and content that is still relevant for this year's competition, so you can check those out. But for 2024, we'll be recording 4 sessions. And this is the first of those where we'll just reflect a little bit on where the competition is at, and also tell you a little bit of some exciting changes that we are so happy to introduce to you. So just to give you a quick outline of what our info sessions are going to be focused on. So we have this first one dealing with what's new this year. Then our next info session, very important, will be looking at copyright and how you as potential entrants of the Sasol New Signatures Art Competition have to really consider those issues when, first of all, making your artwork, and also just as an emerging artist, how it impacts your creative practice. And then info session number 3, we will look at why weren't certain artworks selected in 2023. So there is some feedback that we'd like to provide there, and some insights into just some of the basic errors that you can avoid to ensure that your artwork gets the best possible chance to be selected for the final judging round in this year's version of the competition. And our last info session will be looking at what makes a winning artwork. Again, some of these aspects were covered in the info session videos that we recorded last year, so you are most welcome to have a look at those, and the links will be available to you. So just quickly, again, to start off by acknowledging the fact that the competition is here. We are fully aware of the difficulties that South African society and the economy at large is experiencing. And so each year that Sasol recommits to sponsoring this project is something that we need to celebrate. And Kate, perhaps you can just add something from your side as the Sasol representative.
Yes, Funzo. I think Sasol New Signatures is one of those projects that, we've been involved with it for so long. It's really so much part of who we are as Sasol, and we just love seeing young emerging artists coming and taking up this opportunity and really just going out there and becoming ambassadors, not only for new signatures, but also for South Africans. It's just wonderful to see that. So I'm so happy to be part of this again. And we're really looking forward to this year. I think
completely. Yeah, please. Yeah, continue. Sure.
I think something that you said about the info sessions, I think that's a really, really wonderful resource as well. I've been looking at a couple of the comments on social media. And there are quite a lot of the comments that are like, oh, what can I do? How do I do this? What am I allowed to do? Enter, where, how? And I just want to remind everyone watching that a lot of these questions are actually dealt with in most of our online sessions. So please go back to those. And, the ones that we'll be recording this year will be in addition. So, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That it's part of a growing archive, and it's similar to how the New Signatures website has also been structured. And again, we encourage you to please go to sasolsignatures.co.za. That's the official web platform for the competition. That we have content and material that has been built up over years, right? So we don't delete any of the old blogs or any of the old question and answer sessions that we've had with previous winners or previous judges. So that those resources are always there, not only for artists that are interested in entering the competition, but those that maybe are interested in studying the history of the competition and have a kind of a research interest in what this competition represents. So thanks for that.
Absolutely.
Thanks for that, Kate. So onwards to what is new and exciting about this year's competition. So again, we just need to re-emphasize that you need to go onto the website, download the entry form, because that's what holds all the information that you need to know. And there you will get the dates of submission, which this year is the 4th and the 5th of June. So please take note of that, 4th and the 5th of June. And we have collection sites around the country articulated there. There's one that we're going to speak about in a moment, which we're really excited about. The format of the competition is still the same. We just have to reiterate, still the same. We've got a regional judging round where myself, Kate, and a judge from the region looks through the works, and then from there, decisions are made for works that will go to the final judging round, and it's from the final judging round that our winners circle is selected, 5 merit awards, runner-up, and of course the overall grand prize. And we are so much looking forward to the solo exhibition by Nosiviwe, our winner from last year, who's already hard at work producing the art related to that exhibition. And so a lot of excitement is already building around the competition. So the new change, which we're excited about, is that in 2024, we've added a new collection point. And this is something that, again, is testament to the competition's commitment to grow and to really be a national competition. Currently, we do not have a presence in all of the 9 provinces, and that's something that we are constantly discussing as part of the organizational team in terms of how we can have a footprint in all the provinces. So this year we've added 1 province, and that is the Northwest Province. So we will have a collection point in Potchefstroom. And so please, artists from that region or artists that are close to Potchefstroom from the Northwest, make use of that opportunity. It's really a privilege for us that we can give an additional platform for artists to showcase their talent. And as we're saying, this is part and parcel of the competition's commitment to being a national asset. And we hope that one day we can have a footprint in all the 9 provinces. So currently we are in 7 of the 9 provinces, and that's something that we're very proud of. And we are really thankful to all of our partners, Sasol, Stratford Van Lines, who are the logistical partner, and of course the Pretoria Art Museum via the City of Tshwane, who enable us to do this type of thing. So is there anything that you would like to add, Kate, around this excitement of a new collection point?
Yes, I think it's wonderful that we are able to do that. And I would really actually encourage artists, if they're living in that area, please to support this, because if, for instance, we find that we don't have a lot of support there, we might decide next year to maybe look at a different venue. So yeah, if please support that if you're in the area. And I think something that's also quite important when we're talking about submissions, something that I've found is that we have received a lot of online entries. So just to emphasize once again, we can't do online entries. We don't accept online entries. We only do submissions. So you have to get, either someone to submit it on your behalf, or, go to one of those submission points.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that's an important point, because we are aware that other competitions have the kind of online submission format, and that's fine for them. But on our side, we've really stayed true to the notion that the best way to experience an artwork is in person. So actually, this format of us insisting that you have to submit your work at a collection point for it to be judged in person is actually to the benefit of the artist. So we do understand that there are some artists who are hundreds of kilometers away from a submission point. We know that is a reality for many artists that want to be part of this competition, and we really try our best, as we said, to ensure that we are in every part of the country, and some of our provinces are very large, so even just having one collection point in a province is not enough. But I also urge those that are in the Northwest region, those artists, that yes, the opportunity is there, the platform is there. Again, I reiterate, the competition is totally free to enter because of the logistical support we get from Stratford Van Lines. If your artwork is selected from the regional round, it will be transported to the Pretoria Art Museum and back. So indeed, we are hoping that we get a lot of submissions there, so that it encourages the competition organizers and its sponsors to even consider growing the footprint.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think then the next thing that's new is the type of works that we are probably going to be receiving. So there's a little thing called AI.
That's right. Artificial intelligence, right?
That might be changing quite a bit of the art landscape. So maybe, Finzo, you can talk to us about,
That's right. So as you've mentioned, the kind of online requests that we receive from potential entrants, and we really appreciate that engagement, by the way. So continue
absolutely.
feeding us that information, asking those questions, because we are able then to respond to them and provide this insight. So one of the questions that has popped up, and it's not just this year, but I think it has been building up over the past 2 or 3 years, is whether the competition allows AI-generated images. So that's artificial intelligence images, where an artist uses a program, inputs some commands into that program, and then the program actually generates the image. And so the question was, can an entrant then submit that image to the competition? And on our side, we'd like to answer that question looking at it from a historical standpoint, right? So we'll get to that answer in a moment. And the historical standpoint is to start looking at the relationship between art and technology. And Kate, you taught art history, so you know this very well, that the relationship between art and technology is a long one. It goes back, one would even argue, thousands of years.
And a very closely knitted one.
Excellent. Yes. That's right. Yes, you can maybe continue on that point, Kate. The fact that it's not a divisive relationship. It's actually mutually beneficial relationship.
Yes. And I think probably the most, there's so many inventions, technological inventions, but I mean, the most obvious one is the camera. That has become totally part of art practice today. It's not even frowned upon, but when it first came out, everybody was going, oh, this is the end
of art. That's right.
Of art,
that painting is dead, right?
Yes. And I think there might be some people going now saying, oh, here we are again.
That's very true. So again, from my perspective as an art historian, one needs to think of technology in a very broader sense. Yes, there is digital technology, and that's what we are obviously focusing on right now. But actually, artists have always integrated or used technology as part and parcel of the art making process, or as part and parcel of their artwork itself. And and again, a technology is a tool. If you look at a very basic definition of technology in a dictionary, it's just a tool or a resource that humans have invented and use in order to make our activities of life and our processes of experiencing the world much easier. And artists have certainly done that, whether it is the use of a canvas, whether it's the use of paint, whether it's the use of a pencil. Those are technological tools that are indispensable to the art making process. And thanks, Kate, for bringing up the point of the camera, because indeed that is, if you think of contemporary art making, it's almost the go-to point of any artist when they start their art making process, right?
Yeah.
Is you make use of some kind of image making device that then helps you along the way as a kind of catalyst in the art production. So technology is very much part and parcel of art making. That's the point we want to make, whether it's through video art, artists recording themselves, whether it's through some kind of automated image making, the camera, or some kind of digital process. We've had in recent years very interesting works that are starting to engage with NFTs, for example, in how we interact with the artwork. Codes, QR codes, many of the works we have to even use our cell phones, right, to experience those works. There are QR codes. So artists are integrating technology into art in very fascinating ways. And in our last info session, we'll show an example of a previous winning work where they used technology very effectively in how you experience the work.
Absolutely.
So having said all of that, back to now the question of artificial intelligence, AI-generated images. Of course, they are permissible because it's just a continuous development in the use of technology in art, right? That relationship that, as Kate has noted, a very close-knit and very, I think, good relationship that is there. Yes, I think there are ways in which it can become challenging or problematic, but for the most part, it has been a very positive relationship. So AI, artificial intelligence, is just a continuation along that path. And so as a competition, definitely, we do not frown upon images that are AI generated. The question is the following: how different, how unique will be your AI generated images from the next person? Because surely if that program can create an image via some prompt, if I put in the same prompts and Kate puts in the same prompts, then the images are going to be pretty similar, right? And so as an artist, the question becomes how you utilize that technology in the service of whatever concept or theme or narrative that you want to bring across. It cannot be that a person just wakes up and puts in a prompt and then, voila, that's it. That's my artwork. I'm going to submit it. We're going to get 1,000 of those. And how do we set apart which one is unique or which one is better, which one is really speaking to the spirit of the times, as it were. So Kate, yes, I don't know if you would like to reflect a bit on that, or how to what will set artists apart in terms of how they utilize AI is how they integrate it into their already existing art practice.
I think that for me is going to be one of the most important things is, if we just think of the example of a camera, if you just go and take your camera and click and you submit that photograph, it's probably not going to get anywhere in the competition. So in the same way, if you just go put in a prompt and that's the image and submit that image, it's probably not going to, what we want to see, or what I want to see actually, is how the artist uses that tool. They need to think further about what are they working with?
Yeah.
You know, in the same way that, you know, if you're using clay or something like that, the clay has some kind of meaning. It has some kind of, it brings something to the table. And I think that's also necessary for AI. So if you're going to be using that, you have to use it in a way that brings something to the table, that challenges us the way that we think and we make art. So that would be, for me, something that I'd be looking for.
Oh, completely. I agree 100%. In fact, the follow on to the point that you're making is also, how does the unique style of the artist come through through those processes? Because you've mentioned clay. Clay is just formless environmental, natural matter, but it's how the artist then takes that and forms that and shapes that using their unique style, right? And so AI has to be seen in a similar way, that how can an artist integrate their style of art making or utilize that technology as part and parcel of their own style of art making, so that we can see, oh, that's a Kate Blanche right there, even though it's AI generated or whatever, or it has got aspects of AI in it, but we can still attribute it back to a certain artist because that's their unique style. So I agreed that there has to be a level of I'm going to use the word manipulation, or where the artist uses and manipulates that technology the same way that they would manipulate clay or manipulate a paintbrush, or even you spoke about the camera, manipulate the camera, right, in terms of certain exposure techniques or whatever it may be. There's just the intervention of the artist needs to be evident. It really that's what will set apart AI submissions from just it being a generic, ordinary machine generated image. So we're very much looking forward to it. I think that's what we need to reiterate. And we are not, in fact, we are embracing it because we are interested in how artists are utilizing these technologies and manipulating these technologies in the service of art. And for that reason, the answer is yes, AI generated, but there has to be that degree of creativity.
Absolutely. And I think this is also an important part. Sorry, we've just got a plane going over here, so my apologies. I think what's also going to be very important is the artist statement and how they actually explain. So if you are using AI to create your works, or in, for any way in the production, you need to actually address that in the artist statement, and you need to show us that you have a very specific understanding why you used that,
and that there's an intention.
Yes. And I think also important, while we're on that this topic, if you're going to be using something where the judges have to scan something with their phones or something like that, remember instructions. We don't see anything, if you don't put the instructions next to the work, we don't know that
this is how we're supposed to engage
how
with the
we're
work.
supposed to engage with it.
And during our info session around why my artwork was not selected, we will obviously reflect on that, and what a shame that an otherwise compelling artwork would be thrown out or not making the final round purely because us as judges did not know how to engage with it. We were not given insight into how to engage with the technological aspect of it. So I think to draw this to a conclusion, these are really exciting times, I think, for art making, and exciting times generally for artists in terms of the tools that are available to them, in terms of the processes that they can experiment with, play around with, utilize, integrate into their art making. But also that makes it more challenging because the kind of really astute genius artist is the one that will utilize all these different technologies that are out there, all these different applications that are out there in interesting ways, in compelling ways, in ways, and I'm glad that you brought the artist statement in ways that I get relate to the concept and the narrative of the work. That's what will set works that have technology within them apart from just in kind of any other ordinary submission. So closing words, Kate? Yeah.
Yeah, I think really looking forward to that, and I think the next info session I think is going to be very important also in terms of AI, and that's the use of images taken from the internet and everything. So yeah, I'd like to encourage everyone just to tune in and watch that info session as well, a very, very important aspect. So yeah, yes.
That's very true. So again, to reiterate, entry form, download it, have a look at all the resources that we have available, and we wish you all the best as you continue working on your artworks. We know that many of you have already started working on your artworks, and you kind of just at the final stages of rounding that up. And we'll see you at the next info session. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Zane. Bye.